Hello everybody, welcome. I'm No02 and thank you for watching this video. This is Act 5, quick play melee deck for no hope mode. This deck is designed around the fact that you're going to be playing with 3 random people through Act 5, focusing a little bit on having a melee weapon in your secondary. Now, for Act 5, it's a rather short act, right? Rather short act. Not a whole lot of time to get the grenade upgrades and other team upgrades that we would like, and so starting off with the deck here, I highly recommend that you run 2 copper cards. I've been finding 2 copper cards to be quite nice, and in fact, at the beginning of Act 5, when you're getting to choose your bonus cards, I even recommend that you choose like all 4 or all 3 copper cards. Was it 4 or 3? I can't remember now. Choose all fortune cards. All of them. I highly recommend it. Because you want to be doubly extra sure that when those grenade upgrades show up, you can purchase them. Extra grenade upgrades, extra grenade slots. You can purchase those team upgrades as much as you can, as often as possible. So hazard pay, share the wealth is what I have here, but if you like share the wealth money grubbers, then feel free to do that as well. The point is, run 2 copper cards so that you can basically support yourself and basically the team, with hopefully getting a potential team upgrade basically every single mission, other than the first one because can't recall. Basically, you're just trying to get as many team upgrades as possible, as quickly as possible. You don't have a lot of time to do it. Offensive Scavenger, because throwables are the most powerful thing in the game, and they always have been. Extra grenade pouches, so that we can carry the most powerful thing in the game, because they've always been the most powerful thing in the game. Bomb Squad, improvised explosives, and demolitions expert with marked for death. We've invested a little bit heavier here into the grenade damage. We are sort of hoping that we do end up getting purple grenades at some point in time, or at least blue grenades, and so we have extra grenade damage, plus the grenade upgrades that we're trying to secure. We are trying to go a little nuclear with our grenades here. Marked for Death, though, is also really nice. I've come to love Marked for Death when running a melee deck because it allows you to keep your sword out, but still contribute damage to a mutation because you've pinged it, and then your teammates are shooting it, and you're holding off the hordes of hell and things like that, as you do in Back for Blood as well as in real life, I imagine. And so I really like Marked for Blood because it allows you to basically be a contributor versus high health enemies, but while still getting to swing your sword at low health enemies and things like that. So it's actually quite nice. Fire in the hole because it's a crutch. I can't give it up. It's 80 points of temporary health as you need it. As you need it, it's so nice. It's such a get out of jail free card, and if you run it with Offensive Scavenger, Fire in the Hole has the potential to generate even more temporary health than that. You come across a smoke bomb, smoke bomb. Nobody's going to pick that crap up and use it. You can pick it up, though, throw it, and then pick up your grenades and continue on your way. Free health. Free health, and that extra bit of free health will actually be potentially a contributing factor to maintaining your wall of temporary health that you already have going because you're slicing and dicing and getting health that way. Cross trainers. Bare bones minimum bonus stamina here. Again, we're sort of just foregoing having extra copper that we might be able to purchase a stamina upgrade if we're feeling like we're lacking at some point in time. But for the most part, Act 5 is sort of a lot of missions where you can't sprint or run very far, and you're sort of indoors all the time. And so Act 5 was actually a great campaign to actually run melee in, because there's lots of holdout spots in the first mission, lots of holdout spots in the second. The third mission, when you're inside the prison, the whole prison is just a good holdout spot, right? And so sprinting around, not very valuable, but having a little bit of extra stamina and stamina regen, really quite nice. But with that being said, outside of needing to swing our melee weapon a couple of times, and we just don't really need sprint speed, we don't really need a whole lot of stamina in Act 5. So cross trainers, bare bones, bare minimum. I love it. It's great. It's all you really need. Most people I tend to play with online aren't running extra sprint speed anyways, so like this means that you're forced to stick with them anyways. We sort of take away from having maybe like solo speed clutch capabilities, but on like the first mission, the first 3 missions, no, even the first 4 missions, because 4 is in the depths. Those are all really hard missions to solo clutch because they're all really gated by mission objectives and things like that. And so we're just not going to invest into that tool because it's not very strong in Act 5, which is actually kind of cool that Act 5 has that attribute to it, and that not that they nerfed the sprint speed cards at this point in time, but that the campaign itself is like just hard to sprint through in general. Then we have our melee cards: Vanguard, Battle Lust, Well Rested, and then we have Fit as a Fiddle. Fit as a Fiddle. Now, at this point in time, you've seen Vanguard, Battle Lust, and Well Rested in all of the decks. It's the bare minimum. It allows our 2 points of health per melee kill to be translated into temporary health. So not only are we healing our teammates up to full, but also giving them temporary health over their trauma. Fit as a Fiddle is a really nice luxury, it feels like a lot of the times, to be able to sort of out of the gate, out of a mission, potentially buffer your team's health with Fit as a Fiddle so that they don't even suffer trauma in the first place. Now, like I said before, we're running 2 copper cards because we need team upgrades. We need copper. I will say then, we have Fit as a Fiddle here because it's an economy card. This is an economy card. We're sort of banking and hoping that for the most part, ourselves and maybe one other teammate or maybe all of our teammates will almost never have to use a medicine cabinet because they are going to let us generate lots of temporary health for them. And once they have this Fit as a Fiddle buffer, the opportunity for them to take lots of trauma damage becomes less and less and less. And that's sort of the idea of Fit as a Fiddle here. It's sort of like our Fresh Bandage economy, where a lot of you good players out there, if you run Fresh Bandage, you pretty much never have to use a medicine cabinet the entire run, and you also never need to heal at the beginning in a safe room. And Fresh Bandage ends up being a really nice economy card for fixing your mistakes, basically, because health is the most expensive resource in the game. That's right. Health. Health is the most expensive resource in the game. Recovering it, healing it is a huge pain in the butt, but Fresh Bandage does a lot of that for us. But we're a melee deck. We're a little support-esque, as far as we can say. So Fit as a Fiddle is sort of like our ability to, in theory, recreate the effect of Fresh Bandage, where we can prevent trauma damage from happening to our teammates if things go well. And if that is the case, all of your teammates will have more copper from mission to mission, and we need to purchase so many team upgrades. It's insane. If you can get like a nice bit, a couple of team upgrades early on in every single mission, you're gonna cruise through Act 5 here. And so that is the idea of Fit as a Fiddle. If you don't like that, or if you seem to be struggling with your teammates, either they're not letting you eliminate the zombies and generate the health, which they should be. I understand it's not very fun to watch somebody else play the game. Right, so if Fit as a Fiddle is not working for you, it feels like you're still struggling for copper, your teammates are still having to heal themselves all the time, pull out Fit as a Fiddle, and honestly, put in a 3rd copper card. That would be my recommendation. Put in a 3rd copper card, I don't care what it is. Run 3 copper cards. But the idea of Fit as a Fiddle is that we basically recreate Fresh Bandage for our team, because they don't have to suffer trauma damage, or not as much trauma damage, and thus they get to avoid using medicine cabinet once or twice, and that saves money in the long run. That's the idea of Fit as a Fiddle, is to save money in the long run. But if it's not working out for you, take it out and put in another copper card. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the future.